Montei and Trotman ordered to pay CLICO almost $100 million by Derek Chong. Former CLICO Investment Bank, CIB, Chairman Andre Montei and former CIB President Richard Trotman have been ordered to pay almost $100 million in restitution to their former employer over a controversial unsecured loan to Montei before the bank's collapse. Delivering a 129-page judgment last week, High Court Judge Avison Quinlan Williams ruled that both Montei and Trotman were responsible for the unpaid $78 million loan, as they breached their fiduciary duties to the bank in facilitating it well over a decade ago. Quinlan Williams stated, "I have found that the first and second defendants, Montei and Trotman, to lack credibility and in many respects to be untruthful witnesses." She further explained that her findings were crucial in concluding that CIB successfully met its burden in proving the case. In the lawsuit, CIB claimed that Montei and Trotman breached their fiduciary duties by orchestrating a deal that left the bank unpaid and without adequate security to cover the loan. The deal involved a series of complex transactions between 2007 and 2008. According to evidence, Montei secured the loan through his company, Stone Street Capital, in February 2007 to purchase shares in Home Mortgage Bank, HMB, from CIB's parent company, CL Financial, CLF. The debt was later transferred to Montei's other company, First Capital, St. Lucia, Limited, which held over 300,000 CLF shares valued at nearly $444 million at the time. Initially, CIB was to hold Monty's HMB shares as security, but once the debt shifted to First Capital, CLF shares were substituted instead. Montei then struck a deal with former CLF Executive Chairman Lawrence Dupree, allowing Dupree to control First Capital's debt and assets in exchange for an option to purchase CLF's 43% stake in HMB. Monty went on to purchase the HMB shares for $110 million before selling them to the National Insurance Board, NIB, for nearly the same amount. CIB filed the lawsuit after the central bank assumed control of CIB and CLF following the government's 2009 bailout. During the trial, Trotman admitted that CIB officials fabricated documents to make it appear that Dupree had initially taken the loan in February 2007. He confessed, "It may be faulty legally, but this is the way we approached it," acknowledging it was a failed attempt to secure Dupree's guarantee. In disposing of the case, Judge Quinlan Williams ruled that CIB was entitled to restitution of the $78 million loan, less just over $1 million in dividends it had received from HMB before the debt was shifted. She also awarded the bank 2.5% interest from 2011, when the lawsuit was filed, until judgment was delivered. The court further declared that the debt transfer and security substitution were void, as they were unauthorized and in breach of the defendant's fiduciary duties. Montei, Trotman, and Stone Street were also ordered to account for assets directly or indirectly derived from the loan proceeds, while CIB was allowed to trace such assets. The judge found that Montei knew the loan was unauthorized, inadequately secured, and granted without due diligence from Trotman. He knew this was highly irregular and not in CIB's best interests, yet as chairman and a director, he allowed it to happen, leaving CIB exposed and unsecured, she said. She also found Montei acted dishonestly by concealing the true purpose of the transfer, misleading both Trotman and CIB's board into believing the debt was moving to a Stone Street subsidiary, FCL St. Kitts. Regarding Trotman, the judge said he failed to act with the care, diligence, and prudence expected of a senior executive. He also breached his fiduciary duties of loyalty, honesty, and good faith, failing to uphold the highest standard of professional and ethical competence. As part of the judgment, Quinlan Williams ordered Montei, Trotman, and Stone Street to pay CIB's legal costs. She also granted a 60-day stay of execution of the ruling. CIB was represented by Michael Green, QC, Nadine Radaram, and Keela Granger.